Hello, good people. We are back to continuation from where we left. So we were dealing with a math module, and we did our last example was this example on a savings interest program. The code is here. You can write it on your computer, test it. You can tell, and then you can see the result. The next thing I'd like us to go through is random numbers. Okay, well, where does random numbers come in? I'd give an example of the normal gaming. How do I put it? We normally have whereby you have to pick a random number, and by chance you win a prize. I just forgot the exact name, but in such an instance, a program whereby random numbers are being generated so that a user can be able to win a lucky number, right? So that's an example. So some programs need to use random numbers. For example, a game program may need to roll a dice. For example, game program may need to roll a dice, or a website program generates random initial password. I hope we're now getting an idea of how the randomness comes in. For example, normally when you're creating a password for a site, you're normally told to generate a random password. Normally generate something random. We have as well some games to roll a dice. So but when you click, it rolls a dice randomly without. Yeah, basically that's how that's where generation of random numbers is being used. So in Python we have a random module which provides methods that return random values. So this one in Python provides methods that return random values. I hope that's clear that we have in Python standard library. It returns random values. So we have a method random method which returns a random floating point. I'm going to see in an example shortly. Point value is not the function. So I hope this is clear. In Python we have a random method which returns a random floating point. It returns the function. So when you call a function with a random method, it generates a random floating point value. The range is 0 and 1 exclusive. So how do we import the random in our file, in our script? So we use the import random. After we import the random, we use for example, we can use a print statement to show the example. Let's see an example here. Let's call it one. So we're going to say we import the random. Then you can say you can print print rand dot. So we're printing we have the random method. That means, so it should be a dot here. We're still using the dot notation as we said initially when we were using the math function. So what happens when you do this is it generates a random number between 0 and 1. So the randomness is between 0 and 1 when you just do this. So when we say we've generated 0 for the first run, we've generated 0.3982. let's see if we run again. We'll see the, you see, each time we do a rerun, we have different random numbers generated because we're using the random module. So using the random module and then use the random method right here. I hope that's clear. We've okay, I've shown the examples, and with this the limit is between 0 and 1, exclusively 0 and 1. It can't go beyond 1 and it can't go beyond 0. So basically the randomness is just between, so however the number of random numbers we generate here, it will all be between 0 and 1, and unless we multiply by a whole number. So let's say, so basically it will keep generating each time. It will keep generating. Now we have it generating random numbers twice because of the first line and the second line. So this one imports the random module. Import the random module. Generates a random. Then here we generate a random. Floating point. We have seen that being done in our code, in our terminal. When we run, we can do that. We can do that many times. It will keep generating random numbers. So I hope we are clear that we use import random to access the random number module, and then the random number returned by random will be range of 0 to 1, exclusive, between 0 and 1. I hope that's clear. When we've seen our example is between 0 and 1. I hope that's clear. Now, we might want to restrict the random number integer to a specific number. So in our randomness, we want to restrict random integers to a specific number. How do we manage to restrict random integers to a specific number? Okay, if we want to restrict the random numbers being generated, we have something called rand range. Remember, initially we just rand range method. Rand range method generates random integers with a specific range. I hope that's clear. So this one generates random integers within specific range. Now that's clear. Rand range generates random integers within a specific range. So we can pass, for example, we have our file that imports random, just as we've done. So we've imported random. We'll be able to access the random. Now, if we want to give a range, so we'll do a print of random. Use a point notation, random dot, then use the rand range. Basically, random range, then we pass the number we want to have. So let's say 3. So let's test this thing out. Let's see this in our file, and then we see the result we have. So we can just comment that out, then we paste our file, then we just run what we had been shown. So basically, when we do that, when we have our range between when we have our range shown like this, it means it will give us 3 possible values. So it will either have 1, 2, 1, 2. It will give us between 0, 1, and 2. Right? Okay, let me come up again with that. When we say we want between a range of 3, it will give us either 0, either 1, either 2. So, I hope that's clear. We have given a range of 3, so it will give us between 0, 1, 2, and 3. Let's keep running. At least we see that we have 0, we have 0, we have 0, we have 2 now, so we don't have 1 yet. 2, 1. Those are the only options we have. We have either 0, 1, or 2. However trials we try running this, it will give us between 0 and 2, because in programming 0 is a number, so we have 0, 1, and 2, making it a sum of 3. That's why we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. If we do run range of 10, it means it will give us between 0 and 9. It doesn't include. Okay, basically, what when you see this in your program, you should know that it does not include the last. It doesn't include the last number. So basically, it just counts to the number just before it. Counts just before it. If 10, it will give us 9. If 8, it will give us 7. If 6, it will give us 5. How we clear? Yeah, how we clear about that? So if we have a question, let's do a small Q&A. If we have a random range over range over 20. How many numbers will we have here? We both agree that it will give us a number just before it, so it will give us 19. Sorry. I hope we clear. I hope you were able to so it will give us between run range 20. Let me make it clear. Run range 20 returns random ranges between 0 and 19. I hope between 0. I hope you're clear with that. Between 0 and 19, right? Basically, it excludes the upper bound of the argument, which is 20. So basically, this will give us it will give us possible 20 values, right? But it's going the numbers between is 0 and 19, but it will give us 20 best values. I hope that's clear. Yes, we are doing between 0 and 19, but it's going to give us a range of 20 numbers, right? A possibility of 20 numbers between 0 and 19. It excludes the upper bound number below. Hope we're clear. So if we do random range of 10, what's the smallest possible number? Okay, between this. So let's do another question. How many? Let's question one is how many possible values? How many possible values? The answer here is 20, right? Question 2 will be smallest possible value. Smallest possible value will be 0, because it is between 0 and 19. Yeah, between 0 and 30. Okay, I hope we are correct up to there. So I hope that's clear. In case of any question, let me know in the comment section. Sorry about that. We'll try to have the min and max for defined range. We have defined ranges, like a programmer having to define the min and the max values over in a program. So the technique, basically what we've been doing here, for example this one, it generates random integers from 0 to 20 minus 1, which is 90, right? Normally, in a normal setup, a programmer would require a range starting from value x to let's say between 10 and 15, between whichever numbers, and the programmer would require a range from different numbers, different ranges from different numbers. Okay, different ranges to generate the randomness. So normally we'll use the randint and randrange to develop. So we have randint and we'll have the randint and randrange so that we have min and max values being defined by us. So basically we'd have an example, randint min max. This one returns int between max inclusive. Now what's the difference here? Okay, let's do the same for. So we've seen for randrange, and then we have randint, and so let's see for randrange what happens when we define our min and max. So basically here we return random integer between min and max. I hope this is clear since now when we use randint, random integer, we'll have both the min and the max inclusive. But when we use a random range of min and max, we'll have -1, max -1. Basically, if it was 20, if it was between 10 and 20, so we'll have between 10 and 19, right? Here. But this one, it will be, if it is between 10 and 20, it is 10 and 20 inclusive. But then we will have mean and max. A mean and max minus 1 inclusive. I hope that's clear. I hope we've seen that clearly. So let's let me show. Let's a small example here. To show how this will work. So if we do a print here of random randint 12 between 12 and 20, right? So what this does is this one returns a random int between 12 and 20 inclusive. I hope that's clear. We'll be able to do a test. Then for this one, when you do the same, this one here. So we'll have returns integer. So it will be between 12 and 19. I hope this is clear, because from our previous examples we were using randint, and I hope we've seen. So let's do this, and then let's see this from our code here. So I'll comment this, then sorry, let me just have the here. So between 12 and 20. So let's see what happens. So we have 13, 18, 16, 19. So basically we have, let's see the 19. Now from what I just ran right now, we have 20 included. We have 20 included. We also have I'm pretty sure if we do more of the test, we'll see 12 will pop up in our randomness. I was hoping to see it here. We are finally what I was expecting to explain is here. So when we use it's now clear. When we use, I hope you've seen it in the code I've just run. When we use randint, and then we have min and max. The min and max are included in the randomness. We've seen our code here. You can see in the terminal we have 20 and 12 in our terminal. We have 12 and 20 to confirm. I hope you can see it right now. So I'll comment this out. Then we'll do our next test. I hope the test is clear. So we'll now do so we'll now do it for a rand range. I hope to. So basically, if we remember how we did our rand range here, it was between 0, 1, and 2. Basically, the last number minus 1. So basically, this will just get between. So this will show 12 to 20. It won't show. It won't 12 to 19. It won't show 20. Let's do a real quick test, and then we see we try and see if we get to 20. Here is 12 to start out of. So basically 12 is included. Let's see, I want us to get to 90. Basically Okay, that was a clear, in case someone is wondering what happened. So we have 19. No wonder how many tries we run. Run range only shows up to max minus 1. I hope you've seen that. Tried to run the random generator as many times as I could, and that's the difference between rand range and randint. I hope you've been able to see that, and now we've been able to mark that, and we can be able to use that in the future. Hope that's clear. I hope the explanation I've taken you through is clear, and you've seen how that comes through. Randint so randint is actually an alias for rand range. What does this mean? It means that randint min max is defined in the random module as rand range minimax plus 1. Now, if you so if you don't want to write random int and range, basically you can write sorry, let me just use the basically you can write a randint and int min max is equals to rand range min max minus 1 plus 1. It's minus 1 plus 1. Oh, that's clear. Basically it means only the same thing, because in the other one we have max. In randint we have max. In rand range we do not have max. But when you add 1, it just becomes one and the same thing. So I hope that's clear up to there. I hope we've covered that clearly, the randomness of numbers between 0 and the likes. So let's do an example whereby, so I'll do rand example 2. So I'll presume you have passengers in a plane, and you want to switch them. You want to switch them from one seat to another randomly. So let's do such a, let's see how we can do such a, so basically random, so let's randomly move passengers. Yeah. So in our example, we're going to randomly move passengers from one place to another. Now, so basically, first thing, we're going to import random. So basically, okay, in Python, it's good to have a comment so that when someone else will come and read this code, they'll be able to understand. What we're trying to do is we're trying to switch, basically switch passenger seats. So that's it. On the left to random on the right. Yep. So basically, there's how rows are arranged in either a ship or a plane or a car. So we say seat rows are here. We're using 1 and 20. So what do? We're going to use a row. Basically, rows numbers on the left, right? Basically, this is what my variable name means here. So we're going to say random int random int. We want to include. Basically, I hope we now know what we mean. Say rand int and integer 1 and 20. So basically, mean here 1, max 20, and they're included in our randomness, the random number generation. So we have a column, a row number on the left, and then a column number on the left. So we have said okay, our column numbers are between 1 and 15. Our columns are 1 to 15. So basically, we have to include, since we want to include the first and the last. So I don't want to include it with just use 1 and 14. No, we use rand range. Sorry. So we use 1, 15. So we now have our rows and columns on the left. Now let's use numbers on the right as well, so that we can do a randomness generation. We go to random.randint min and max. Here we're going to say 120. Then we say row, column. Right. I hope you now understand my variable name generation. It's the column, number, and then whether we are on the right or left. So right now we're doing the column number, so it's random. So we have 1 to 20 rows on the right, and then 16 to 30. Okay, let's add more explanation here. So we have 20 rows numbered 1 to 20. Each row has 30 seats, column numbered 1 to 30. The passenger should be moved from the left side column 1 to 15 to the right side column 16 to 30. So okay, seats are in 20 rows. Number 1 to 20. So basically, 1 to 20. Okay, and then any other thing you have to know? Each row has 30 seats. So we have the 1 to 20, 1 to 15, and 15 and 16 to 30. Okay, I hope the columns are 1 to 15, and then columns are 16 to 30, as we've seen here. Then we've seen here. So let's generate randomness. So basically, we're going to say, we're going to print. We're going to how do we do the random assignment? So we're going to say print. We'll see which student will be moved where randomly without so we're going to say move from row. Basically telling us here to move from row this. We're moving from left to row. Where are they moving? Where on the right are they moving? So row number left, row number right, sorry. What number row on the right and the column. Which column? So we're moving them from the left position to the right side. Let's try and run this and then see what we have. So we're going to say let's run our file. Let's go example. Okay. So we're telling on us to move from row number 3 to row number 10, column 27. From row 14 to row 13, column 24. Basically, this is just a random assignment of each of the passenger. I hope we are clear. We've seen an example of where we use the random numbers. I hope that's clear. Another thing I'd like us cover as we wind up this is the Unicodes, or the representation of text, whereby string variables represent text. So I think like pineapple is a string, G is a string. So Python uses Unicode. Unicode. It represents every possible character as a unique number. Every possible character. As a unique number. So Python has a has a Unicode which represents every possible character as a unique number. This is called code point. You don't have to get the keywords, but just explanation of what that means. So, for example, G has a decimal value of 71. Okay, there's a Python encoded text values. I'll try to find the link and then share it with you, which has the code numbers, which has strings representing values and numbers. So we have something called I hope you're done with that. Okay, it's rarely used, it's not majorly used. And then another thing I'd like us to cover here is something called escape sequence in Python. This will come in handy as we go along, we develop our code. So Python has something called escape sequence. When you want to go to our next line, just where I've done right now, just when you want to write your program and then it gets somewhere, it goes to the next line. How do you go about it and the like? So for example, a new line character indicates end of a line. I've just shown you an example. End of line goes to the next. In the same way, when you're writing, when you're typing in your Word, when you get to the end, it automatically goes to the next. So how does our script or our file in Python, how do we do that? Basically, that's what you're trying to get when you say escape sequence. So indicate a new line character, right? Is normally in Python it's encoded as 10. Now, since there's no visible character of a new line in Python, we normally use backslash. Sorry, I'm gonna take a while to find this. Sorry, it's there. I was wondering how soon it will take me to find the backslash. Anyway, in Python, we use the \n to represent a new line character. I hope we're clear up to there. We'll see how that comes in. So when you use our \n, Python knows we are supposed to go to the next line, just a new line. I hope that's clear. So when Python gets to the backslash, the interpreter recognizes that it's a sort of a special character, and then it will see what happens next. Basically, in Python, the backslash. In Python, the backslash. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. In Python, the backslash. So, in Python, when the interpreter gets to the backslash, it recognizes the item as a start of a special characters to item sequence. Basically, backslash doesn't occur alone. It normally occurs as a sequence. So, for example, when it gets to here, the interpreter realizes that we have what has to happen here. So it checks what we have here. It's n, means the next line. If it's two backslashes like this, Python will realize this. Let me see. It's a comment. I'm going to comment this. Okay, two backslashes. Okay, we have one backslash. Sorry. So backslash is very important in Python. When the interpreter gets there, it stops and realizes that there's something that has to happen. Here we have many combination of you are using a backslash. It's an escape sequence, right? So we have the backslash. I'll show an output of so we have backslash n is next line, backslash t, new tab, backslash let me see another backslash backslash and a star, and a speech mark. Let me see. Speech mark means double quote. This one means new tab. Then means new line. There's a whole set of escape sequence that is used in using the backslash, because backslash is an escape sequence. Backslash is something. Normally double sequence. I'll add a link to that so that you can be able to go through it on your own time. I hope we've covered a much on the escape sequence, and we've got something about how the backslash works. We'll be able to cover that more as we go along. We'll have more examples to do more practices on that. I hope that's much of what we had on the introduction part to Python. I'm going to do about 3 or 4 lab. I'm going to record 3 or 4 labs, and then we can now get to. I hope we can now get to variables. No, can be able to get to types, loops, functions, strings. But I hope we have had a good. We have had a good foundation. We've had a good foundation doing Python, the introduction parts and everything. In case there are any questions, you can leave in the comment section. But that was the groundbreaking, basically introduction to Python, getting us started with Python keywords and the likes. I hope we clear up now. I'll do next. I'll do labs. Basically, on what we have covered, I'll record about 2 or 3 labs. Then we'll call it a section. Then we'll proceed doing. We'll proceed to other section of Python. That's it for today. Let me know if you have questions in the comment section. Have a good one. See you in the next one.